What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Javan Sugar Hill. Get this. Tyson Fury's trainer says that Tyson Fury, retired due to big fights falling through as he missed out on Anthony Joshua and David Haye showdowns during career. Wow. Tyson Fury announced his retirement after knocking out Dillian Whyte at Wembley, saying he wanted to spend time with his family, but the Gypsy King's trainer, Sugar Hill Stewart, has revealed that there is another reason for the 33-year-old hanging up the gloves. Stewart believes that the WBC heavyweight champion of the world grew tired of the politics and complications that come with making big fights. For him being retired, I'm happy because that's what he wants. I know a lot of the retirement has a lot to do with not getting the big fights he wants, and it's really mentally challenging to be offered fights and go through negotiations for fights and then for them to fall through at the end. These things happen to many boxers around the world. You wouldn't expect it to happen on this big of a stage, but it does happen, and it's something fighters have to deal with. We are on the outside. We on the outside sometimes don't understand that. We just say if he gets the fight, he'll come back. It's not easy as being on the outside going through what happens on the inside. But it's the sport that he loves so much, and it's hurting him like that. Those things have to be taken into consideration and respected. Those are the words of Javan Sugar Hill. Let me counterpunch. I do understand the frustration of fights falling through. I do understand that. I understand the concept. I just don't understand what Tyson Fury's talking about. See, one thing we have to remember and we can't forget, this time last year, negotiations were going on forward between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, and really they had already agreed in 2020 in principle. So basically you had one guy or one team Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, flying here, flying there, talking to Saudis, getting everything set up, going to other venues, getting things written down in writing, and then what did he get in return? He got two old geezers, Warren and Aram, talking about and criticizing what shit of a job that he was doing. What is it taking so long? This guy Eddie Hearn doesn't know his head from his ass. Frank.
Oh, I just think he's a pompous bastard. I like Barry, but Eddie, I can't stand him.
Right. And so I don't know him saying the fights fell through. That's his fault. He should have fought Deontay Wilder in late 20. He fought him early 20. He should have fought him late 20. Okay? And he tried to get out of that damn fight by fighting Aget Kabayel. Do you guys remember that? And all of a sudden that fight just went away. We can't forget that, people. So for him saying, oh, that big fight. And as far as David Haye goes, David Haye came back to the sport. He could have fought him if he wanted to. He even called out Tyson Fury. So again, that's another example of, these big fights that never happened. Joshua and, what about Usyk? You know what I mean? That was a fight that was on the chopping block, and then that wasn't Team Usyk's fault. That was, again, your fault and your team's fault. They wanted a tune-up fight before they fought Usyk. So basically, they wanted Whyte before they fought Usyk. And then it would seem like, since this is May, and what went down in Ukraine, you would think that a person like Tyson Fury would want to challenge someone like Alexander Usyk, especially going through what he's gone through, especially having the quote-unquote tune-up with Dillian Whyte, right? Now, so he should be more than ready to fight Tyson Fury. But the thing is, Tyson Fury didn't want to fight Alexander Usyk that badly. Let's just be real. Then I know when he talks about Joshua, he thinks about the money, and I think that may get him a little bitter at times, but because he talks about it too much. But trust me, I feel that Deontay Wilder deserved his position, and he got it. And after all the shit talk, Deontay Wilder won outside the ring. Okay? He got his day in court. He got his opportunity to perform, and he did a damn good job. One of the best fights, heavyweight-wise, that I've seen in a very, very, very long time. Okay, so again, the fight's falling through. The way that Javens is talking about it, it's almost like, well, what are you talking about? You know, they fell through for what reason? I mean, all these were reasons of your own. You know what I mean? I haven't seen anybody, you know, I haven't seen any of the big fights. Maybe the David Haye fight, because I don't really know the particulars in that. But I think that Tyson Fury deciding to quit now just seems lame to me. It seems like almost too damn deliberate, almost too damn convenient. But him talking about big fights, and he mentions David Haye over Alexander Usyk, something's wrong with that. You're talking about a unified heavyweight, former undisputed cruiserweight champion here, right? So we're not talking about some shit that you could have had and it didn't happen because you could have done something else and you had some other shit going with someone else. That's why it didn't happen. So just to say, oh, they just fell through. No, they didn't just fall through, bro. Your managers had hands in those fights not taking place. See, we could have watched Alexander. Well, we couldn't have seen Usyk Fury yet. But the idea of him just wiping that away or wiping that off the possibility chart just because he retired, that means that, hey, maybe it may be some concern with Tyson Fury fighting Alexander Usyk. Because if you notice, the resistance or the desire was not ever there to desperately want to fight or eagerly wanting to fight Alexander Usyk. It just wasn't there. You know, and I think he used that Anthony Josh, you want 20 million, I'm done. I'm going to fight Dillian White. Bars. So, as far as Javan is talking about, I don't know what he's saying. You know, I don't know what the hell he's really going on about fights falling through. No, the fights didn't get made because of the negligence of Tyson Fury. That's why they didn't. Because they were in cahoots to another fight or a fighter, which they should have honored before even stepping in the ring and trying to run off and doing whatever you want to do, like Tyson Fury had became accustomed to when he won those straps off Vladimir Klitschko. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think, okay, of Javan Hill saying the reason why Tyson Fury retired was because of falling through fights. Please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace!